So it looks like you're doing some research on Dallas apartments, because today we're in Deep Ellum in Dallas, Texas at the Willow, which is one of the newest apartment buildings in the Metroplex, which also has some of the most affordable rent prices. Today we're going to be talking about the floor plans, pricing, incentives, the amenities, the gym, the dog park, the pool, the hallways, the elevators, guest parking, you name it. That way you can get an idea on if the Willow could be a good choice for you. If it's your first time swinging by the channel, welcome. My name's Lucas. I'm a realtor here in Dallas, and every single day I've got people blowing me up like you and 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 you, renting apartments and buying condos all over the Metroplex. So if you ever have any questions about anything that I cover, feel free to drop me a line. All of my information is below in the description, and I'd be more than happy to help answer any questions that you might have. So without any further ado, let's go check out the Willow. Welcome to the Willow, and we are technically in Deep Ellum as we're right on the eastern edge of all of the entertainment spots. So we're not in the thick of it, but still in the mix. And this property was built in 2022 as it's got 190 units sitting on 8 floors, which are comprised of studios, 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms, as we are just a hop, skip, and a jump from downtown Dallas, as well as Fair Park. And as we're going through the lobby, I'll add that you've got 3 elevators on the property. The Sky Lounge is on the 8th floor, gym and pool down on the 3rd floor, and then the dog park is down on the ground, and we are going to cover all of it. As far as parking, guest parking is all street parking. So there's quite a few spots here out front of the building as well as the side streets. So kind of a bummer. I know a majority of buildings in Dallas will have guest parking spots inside of the garage, but the reason they did this was because they wanted to make sure that they had enough spots for residents, because resident parking will be 3 levels, 1 underground and then 2 above. And I noticed about a dozen EV charging stations while tiptoeing through the garage. It looked like they were rocking on the Juiced platform, and I actually haven't heard of this brand yet, so hopefully it's good enough for those of you that are rocking with EV. And moving over to the floor plans, I've got a studio, 1 bed and a 2 bed, so that way you can get an idea of the finish outs, which will all be the same regardless of floor plan. Some buildings will change the color and aesthetic depending on the floor plan and the floor itself, and Willow is not one of those buildings. So starting with the studio, you'll notice carpet in the bedroom, hardwood in the kitchen, living room, and closet, and then tile in the bathroom. So this will be uniform for all layouts. And what I liked about this studio is that you do get a partition between the living room and bedroom, so having that separation could be nice as it makes it feel more like a junior 1 bedroom, having some more privacy if you're in your bedroom or living room. And then the room itself does have a sliding door with a little window up top. You'll see it here in a sec to let some natural light in, along with a decent sized balcony as we're here on the 1st floor, and then a stackable washer and dryer in the closet. So all in all, not a bad budget-friendly option. It's not much, but it's honest work if you just need something affordable until you get to your next spot. And one note I wanted to make on this A2, there's a unique little flex space in front of the bedroom, and you'll see it here after I get done in the kitchen and living room. And I can't technically call this a one bedroom with a study because the quote unquote study area is not closed off. But it's still very convenient if you don't want to clog your living room with a desk. So I liked that. And then one other thing worth mentioning is the windows. And as your standard mid-rise, they will all open to allow some fresh air in. And on top of that, you still get a decent amount of natural light, I think, as we're facing inwards toward the pool/courtyard. A lot of these mid-rises that have units facing the pool or courtyard, it seems a lot darker and you don't get a ton of natural light. But at the Willow, I think you just get a little bit more vitamin D with how the layout is situated. And if you remember, the studio was actually facing the same way, so don't be afraid if these first two units seem just a tad bit darker. The two bedroom in the next chapter will be much brighter as it faces the street. And now my favorite floor plan of the day, and the reason why is because God decided to turn the lights on. And I think these windows are pretty cool. It almost gives me the feeling of a high rise as we're here on the 7th floor. I don't exactly love the closets in this one. Neither of them are walk-in, so kind of a bummer there. But you do get a humongous wraparound balcony facing the Ferris wheel over at Fair Park, so you'll see that here in a sec, as well as just a bunch of storage space near the entryway. If someone were to tell me that I had to live at the Willow, the B6 is the ticket I'd be punching. Next up is the B9, so still facing inward like the last one, but way more square footage. And for context, we're on the 3rd floor, and the master is shaped kind of like a triangle, which might mean that you'll have to get creative with your bed and nightstands, because we are stacked on the inside corner of the property, so make sure to take note of that. You got dual vanities in both bathrooms, which I thought was cool. Majority of 2 bedrooms I see in mid-rises, you'll get a double and a single, so pretty nice to see that Willow crossed the T's and dotted the I's there, along with carpet in the closets, so make sure to take note of that as well. Some floor plans here will have carpet in the closets and others will not. And then lastly, they were mindful enough to give you your own laundry room with a hanging rod, which was awesome to see. This is typically a pet house or more of a premium feature, so love to see that Willow is putting this in their floor plans. So just a quick disclaimer, if you're getting any value whatsoever from this video, then you got to do this thing, just like all of these people are doing. And they're doing it for one reason. Every building offers a public promotion or incentive. And because I have relationships with these buildings, Depending on your timeline, floor plan, and budget, I could help you capture additional incentives and move-in bonuses, of which could help make your living situation just a little more affordable, because the buildings actually give me credit to bring you through the door. So it's not like you would be cutting me a check for my services. That is being taken care of by the building. So it's absolutely no sweat off your back to go ahead and reach out. And if you do decide to reach out, I promise that I will do absolutely the best that I can for you. Transitioning over to the amenities, the first one I've got is up here on the 3rd floor, which is a pretty cool co-working space, mainly because it's got 3 separate offices for privacy, plus a terrace if you need to take a call outside. And then on top of that, a lot of open seating. Pretty big windows in here, so you get a lot of vitamin D. The cherry on top is the bar slash hosting space, of which you'll see here in a second, that is tucked in the back. So the office was telling me that this is where they host the majority of the resident events, as well as allowing residents to host their own stuff. Now tiptoeing into the gym, this one is rather tidy. So it's L-shaped, which has all of the bikes and treadmills on the edge, and then the dumbbells are tucked away in the back. I think the dumbbells went up to about 55 or 60. I couldn't really tell. There's a Smith machine as well as some cables. And then another thing that I thought that was unique was the sled on wheels, as they have some turf here if you want to get some leg stuff in. All in all, everything was pretty neat, pretty tidy. Mid-rises typically don't go over the top in their gym and amenity spaces like high-rises do, but for the Willow, I would say this one is pretty clean. So next up is the pool area, and don't mind the ice here. We just got through a snowstorm, so you see a little bit of the aftermath. But what's cool about the pool area, you'll see this here in a second, there's turf on the edge. So if you wanted to set up lounge chairs or cornhole boards, you'd be able to do that off to the side of the pool area. I think I counted 3 or 4 gas grills. And mind you, I'm here in February, so the pool looked pretty clean. Granted, it's about 28 degrees, so it's not exactly popping. And as you can see, the pool is tucked in between the buildings, so you're going to get a limited amount of sunlight at this property. So if you're trying to catch some vitamin D in the summer, you're going to have to come out here at the right time. that is going to wrap us up here at the Willow. And after watching this video, you might be thinking one of two things. One, looks like an awesome building. I want to live in Deep Ellum. How do I get started? Feel free to drop me a line. That way I can get you a deeper promotion as well as get you in touch with the right people. What if you're still not sure? What if you love the building, but you just hate the neighborhood? Or what if you like the neighborhood, but you're just not the biggest fan of the building? And if that's the case, feel free to check out this playlist because I have vlogged just about every single apartment building on my YouTube channel, just like this one, which could be helpful if you're doing some more research. So with that, y'all stay safe, y'all stay out of trouble, and we'll see you in the next video. Y'all be good.